Doomtown is basically, it's a burial ground. It's a close word to tombstone. This is a burial ground, and if you don't come here and join the gang, if you don't with what they're with, you're doomed. That means you're dead, man. So it's either you're with it or you're against it.
We outside Brisky in my nigga. Where they at though? Where they at though? Where they at though?
Toronto has seen a rise in influence of various gangs over the past few decades, each with its own unique history and impact on the city's landscape. From the early 1990s, groups like the Doomztown Crips, Driftwood Crips, Vaughan Road Bloods, Southside Connection Bloods, Tandridge Crips, and Shots Up Mafia have made their presence felt across different neighborhoods, establishing territories, forming alliances, and engaging in conflicts. These gangs have not only influenced the local culture, but have also left a significant mark on the city's crime scene. Despite law enforcement efforts and internal strife leading to the decline of some groups, many of these organizations continue to operate, shaping the dynamics of gang activity in Toronto.
Matt, in total, 32 people were arrested following the 11-month investigation called Project Fox. Toronto police say the people arrested, including those from Hamilton, are involved with the longtime Toronto street gang, the Jamestown Crips. Toronto police began an investigation into a Rexdale street gang known as the Jamestown Crips in September of last year.
We decided to focus on a gang that's historically, well established in the Rexdale neighborhood. That neighborhood has experienced, a disproportionate amount of violent crime that's associated to gangs.
Police allege numerous affiliates have been involved in the illegal possession of firearms and have engaged in trafficking illicit drugs in Ontario and across provincial borders to Manitoba and Newfoundland and Labrador.
I know Blurdy. I know this kid here. I know one of the Somalian kid that got shot. I don't know his name exactly. Shug got shot. The kid that got shot run by the school over by Mountain Grove, I know that kid too. So we got 5, 6 there, and there has been a bunch of them. I can't recall their name exactly. But
nobody ever shot at you?
they have never shot at me, but they have threatened me. It doesn't sleep. 24 hours a day, guys are in and out of alley doing their drug activity. This is the headquarters, basically, for most of the gangsters. Doomtown is basically, it's a burial ground. It's a close word to tombstone. This is a burial ground, and if you don't come here and join the gang, if you don't with what they're with, you're doomed. That means you're dead, man. So it's either you're with it or you're against it. For you to be in here, you has to be a gangster. I said that last shooting around there, because the last shooting was behind there. So in this, if you're not a gangster around here, you don't fit in.
The Doomztown Crips emerged in the early 1990s and have since established a significant presence in the Rexdale neighborhood of Toronto. Their primary territories include Oppington Crescent, also known as O Block, Stovetop, and Jamestown Crescent. The Doomztown Crips have been influential in the Toronto gang culture for many years and are known for their ongoing conflict with the Driftwood Crips, a rivalry that has spanned decades. Both the Doomztown Crips and the Driftwood Crips are widely regarded as two of the most formidable gangs in the city's West End. The Driftwood Crips are a Crip gang that originated in the early 90s. The Driftwood Crips originate from the Jane Finch neighborhood in the north area of Toronto. The Driftwood Crips are well known for their musical talent in the Toronto rap scene for years, since the start of Toronto rap, with rappers like Chucky Akans, Robin Banks, Pressa, and more, all coming from Driftwood. They're also known as Vossi Gang in tribute to their fallen soldier Kwesi Vossi Skinny Peters, who was fatally shot during a shootout with the police. The Driftwood Crips are still active to this day. They are known as the most hated in the West, and also one of the most feared gangs in the West End.
It's the Vaughan Road swagger, love blood like a Dracula. Bitch, I ain't photographing, yucking down here when I capture you.
The Vaughan Road Bloods are a blood gang that originated in the early 90s. The Vaughan Road Bloods originate from the Vaughan Oakwood neighborhood in the Old Toronto area of Toronto. The Vaughan Road Bloods are known for their musical talent from early in the game, notably from the currently incarcerated rapper Heartless G. The Vaughan Road Bloods are one of the only gangs in Toronto who take the blood card serious and haven't abandoned it. Although they are not very active, the Vaughan Road Bloods are still active to this day. The Southside Connection Bloods originated in the early 1990s in the Jane Finch neighborhood of Toronto. Their primary base was at 17 Cane Grassway and the surrounding buildings, which were recently demolished as part of a revitalization project. The Southside Connection Bloods were one of the first Toronto gangs to adopt the blood identity during a period when many nearby neighborhoods were aligning with the Crips. The Southside Connection Bloods have a strong alliance with the Bottom Lane Bloods, who operate from the townhome complex directly across the street, known as The Lane. However, this close relationship wasn't always the case. During the late 1990s to mid-2000s, the two groups experienced minor disputes and tensions, although these never escalated into serious conflict. The Southside Connection Bloods gained notoriety in the mid-2000s through their appearance in the original Hood documentary, The Real Toronto. They are also known for their long-standing rivalry with the Driftwood Crips, a conflict that has persisted for over a decade. The Tandridge Crips are a Crip gang that emerged in the late 1990s to early 2000s. They originated from the Tandridge Crescent community housing townhomes and apartments located in the southwest corner of Rexdale, with 75 Tandridge Crescent serving as their main base. The Tandridge Crips played a significant role in Toronto's rap scene during its early days, with artists like G-Lock and Jeezy representing the neighborhood. However, due to factors such as incarceration and the loss of members, the Tandridge Crips have been largely inactive for several years.
We outside Whiskey in the jungle, man. At though. Where they at though? Where they at though?
It's shots up or shots down.
We're not live. I just dropped it. She lucky because I don't care about it that much.
What,
You're lucky. If your man was there, you would have got a one piece. She wasn't laughing like that.
Shots Up Mafia began as a movement in the mid to late 2010s, originating in the Copper Mills townhomes and rapidly expanding throughout the west end of Toronto. It influenced numerous neighborhoods, including Weston and Lawrence, Jane and Chalk Farm, Malton, Jane and Shepherd, Pelham Park Gardens, Trethewey, Scarlet Woods Crips, Doomtown Crips, Connection Young Bloods, and more. The primary hubs for Shots Up Mafia were the Copper Mills townhomes at Jane and Dundas, Scarlet Woods Court, and Baghdad, Jane and Shepherd. Initially, the Shots Up movement was predominantly affiliated with Crip sets, though some blood gangs also adopted it. During the late 2010s, the movement experienced internal conflicts, resulting in many of the previously aligned areas abandoning the Shots Up affiliation and adopting the name Doomtown Mafia. Many members faced severe consequences, with a significant number being either deleted, incarcerated, or deported. Despite these setbacks, Shots Up Mafia remains active today, primarily operating in their strongholds of Baghdad and Scarlet. The influence of gangs such as the Doomztown Crips, Driftwood Crips, Vaughan Road Bloods, and others highlights the ongoing complexities of gang culture in Toronto. While some groups have faded due to law enforcement actions and internal disruptions, others remain active, adapting to changing circumstances and continuing to exert their influence. Addressing the challenges posed by these organizations requires a sustained and coordinated effort from the community, law enforcement, and social services to reduce violence and provide opportunities for those seeking a way out of gang life.